My Big Fat American Gypsy Wedding is a spin-off of a show called My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding that took place in the UK. It followed travelers, uh, Irish travelers in the UK, and some of their cultural practices around marriage, around family events. This show follows Irish travelers and Roma gypsies in the United States. It was an interesting show. Of course, I say that about all these shows, but it did some particularly notable cultural work in terms of femininity that Ali Young is pointing to. A little bit of background. So Roma gypsies arrived in the Middle East from the Indian subcontinent around 1000 AD. These are sort of the origins of where the term gypsy is used. Irish travelers are nomads with roots in 5th century Ireland. Both of these groups still exist today in obviously different forms. The Irish travelers in the UK, I wouldn't describe as nomadic, but they do move around a lot and often don't have permanent structures that they live in. Both of these groups have some interesting shared characteristics. They're self-employed. They like to display their wealth. That's an important part of their culture. They don't borrow money from outside their communities, but they do borrow money from inside their communities. They're very meticulous in terms of how clean their homes are. And even in the case of the Irish travelers that were featured in My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding, for those of them that live in trailers, mobile homes, they spend a lot of time cleaning them. It's one of the focuses of the show. So they do take care of their homes in sometimes over the top ways. And I found this interesting that came up in the article. They don't have pets, neither cultural group. Now, I don't know if that's a universal. I don't know if that's part of living in spaces that are rather small. But Ali Young notes that they live in homes that are largely free of pets.